Hello, how are you doing today? This is Robbie Susan Chandler, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Quincy, Florida, right outside Tallahassee, Florida. My blog spot is www.robbiesusanscardsandcrafts.com. Today I would love to share this beautiful card with you, made with the Translucent Florals, dies, and stamp sets. Now looking at it flat here, it doesn't look like there's too much to it, but when you open it up, we've got this beautiful Z-fold card with some little extra triangles on it here. So, yeah, you're thinking, oh, that looks a little too complicated, but no. Let's get started and uncomplicate it. All right, let's start with our pieces to this. And there are a few, so I'll go over all of them with you. And we'll start with our card base. And it's actually 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4 and 2 1/8. So when you get ready to fold this, just fold it in half like a normal card, and then you want to fold this flap back like that. So there's your card base. The next pieces are our Designer Series paper, and these come from the online exclusive called Delightful Floral. And all three designs came from the same pack, and they're 2 inches wide by 5 3/8 long. And what I did with them is I started with the smaller one here, the smaller one there, the next to the largest flower design there, and the third to the largest there. So that basically is our base there. You'll also need, let's start with the berry burst pieces. This is berry burst. You'll need 2 squares. Actually, you need 3 squares that are 1 3/4 inches by 1 3/4 inches. One of them you're going to cut in half, and then you will emboss it with the Elegant Eucalyptus. And this is one that we use our gray plate with. Now what I did, I just placed it right in the middle of that flower right there, and then I got this flower in the middle of my little triangle. So I just laid my piece there, closed it down, and ran it through. And that way I got this design in the middle. And we also will need, along with these squares, we'll need this larger berry burst square, 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And one of them you want to score on the diagonal and fold it in half. So there's your 2 berry burst larger pieces. Now let's get to our basic white pieces. You'll need 2 of these that are 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. And as you can see, I cut 1 1/2. So there's your 2 basic white pieces. And then you'll need these little squares out of basic white, and they're 1 1/2 by 1 1/2. Now these 2 pieces I ran through the crosshatch embossing folder, which also needs a gray plate, and got this cute design. Now the crosshatch embossing folder is another online exclusive, and it comes in a set of 3. But it's a very nice embossing folder, and I really like the design that it gives. And once I embossed that, I adhered it to the berry burst pieces that were a little bit larger than them. Okay, so let's look at our card base here. So I have already adhered my designer paper there. So that's our base. So our squares here, what you do with them is you're going to fold this over, and you're going to put your glue, yeah, I think slipping around, you're going to put your glue only on one side, on this side. And fold this over and just line it up at the top. Put your points on the fold line. You want 1 point at the top, 1 point on the fold line right there. So there's the top one. Now let's do the same thing to the bottom. You got points on the fold, point there and a point there. All right, so that's our first step. And the next thing we want to do is adhere these little triangles right here on the corners. Let's just pop those down. One down here, and one up here. And that really spruces up this other side so it doesn't look quite so bare anymore. Alright, so there's a good start on our base. Now, let's talk about this piece, the one we folded. So here's our folded piece. Now these are the triangles that we got when we cut that in half. I stamped this design from Translucent Florals for my background on this one, and then here's my happy birthday. The background was stamped in Fresh Freesia, and the happy birthday was in Berry Burst. That piece we're going to adhere to the front of that folded square. So this piece goes right here on the front. And then the inside piece is stamped with this leaf. And you're wondering, how did she get that color? And what I was trying to do was imitate the leaves in my DSP here, my Designer Series paper. And I'll quickly show you how I got that look. And I had a piece of paper here. Oh, okay, here we go. Here's our stamp. And I'm just going to try to aim it on this rectangle here. So I started with my lemon lime twist. That's what I inked my leaf up with. And then I took Pretty Peacock and a dabber, and I just dabbed a little, I guess it's a dabber since I'm dabbing, right at the bases. Let me put that up. And then you just turn it over, line it up on your rectangle, and you get this multicolor look. I think it turned out really pretty, and I think it came very close to mimicking my DSP. I could have made it a little darker, but that's okay for this round. Alright, so let's adhere this piece to the other part of our square here, but this one's going to go on the inside like this. Okay, so there's my little flappy part there. Now, what we're going to do with it is adhere it in here. And I found the best way to do that is fold it in half, open this up, and you're going to push it up under there, get it centered so your happy birthday shows. Now, I'm going to take it back out and put my glue on it. So only put your glue on the back. Do not want your glue in there, because then your flat won't work. So it's only on the back. So just kind of lift it up, push it in here, center it good, and press that down. All right. Let's see, it's just a little flap there. Closes up like this, but when you open it up, you see there's a little leaf there. Now let's do our inside piece right here. Okay, that sentiment was stamped with So Sincere, and it's Hope Your Day is a Happy One. And it's this one from So Sincere. And then the background was from our Translucent Florals, and it's this larger one. The background was stamped with Fresh Freesia. The sentiment was stamped with Pretty Peacock. Now I found the best way to make sure you get this centered in the right place is put your glue on the back. You want to lay this right on top of your other square you have there and pull it back just a little so you've got a little border there. Bring this piece over, press it down, bring it back, and then this is where you want to make any adjustments that you feel like you need to make. So I think I think right there, I see my sentiments a little bit crooked, but hey, it's okay. So see when that closes, I'm going to scoot it back that way just a touch. When that closes up, your sentiment is hiding right behind your square. Almost. Now, there we go. So, it opens up, and there's your hope your day is a happy one. Okay, now, if you remember from the front, I have these beautiful flowers on here, so let's figure out how to make those flowers. Alright, I used the Translucent Floral dies to cut my pieces. And I also used the vellum basic specialty paper, which for the leaves has little dots on it, and for the flowers has little leaves on it. So I cut 4 of my leaves, and I cut 2 sets, and these petals are a little bit different. If you look closer, you can see this one has a little skinny one and that one doesn't. So that is a set, and I have 2 sets of those. And what I did, I turned them over on the back. There is a front back. If you look carefully, you'll see you don't see the white design is easily on the back. I just turned those over. I took my fresh freesia, got some on my brush, and I just started blending. And if you're impatient and your ink pad is not really all that juicy, you could just take it and just lay it down on your ink pad like that. Turn it over and just kind of smooth it out. Alright, I'm not going to do all the petals, I'll just show you this one. And then I took Berry Burst and dabbed a little of that in the middle, and took my Berry Burst brush and just kind of evened it out. So I did 2 of those, put them together, 2 of those, put them together. Now my leaves, those were done with Lemon Lime Twist. And I also used the dabber, I'm going to have to look that up, see the technical way. Daubers, I guess. And I put my Lemon Lime Twist on there. And I used my Pretty Peacock and put it just at the tip, just to add a little color, like we're imitating that design in the Designer Series paper. Alright, so I did 4 of those, 2 flowers. Now, I'm going to take this one flower here and show you how I curled it up. I like to take a foam pad, take my flower and have the right side up, and just start circling in the middle. And then I just kind of go up the side a little bit, not much. And you see how it curls up? And if you just do your other one, which I haven't colored yet, but if you'll do the other one the same way, and when you layer them, they're not so flat. So here's the completed flowers. You see those? And I use the Glossy Dot Assortment gems to put in the middle. So there's my completed flowers. So let's put them on our card. So here's the card base we're working with. We have everything on here but our flowers and our leaves. Let's put a little dot of glue. And I used glue to adhere these together in the middle. You can try a glue dot, but either one will work. So let's just stick that one down, hold it for a second. When you have a embossed surface, sometimes it takes a minute or 2 to get your glue to stick to it because it's not flat and it's kind of got to grip it. So I find just holding your finger there for a minute or 2 will take care of that. Alright, let's add some leaves. Flowers to me just do not look complete without leaves. So I've got my 4. Just going to put a little bit of glue, and I'm going to try to find my right side up. There's my right side. You'll notice the right side, the white, let me do a little curling on this. The white shows a little bit better on the white side. All right, we're going to stick that down in there. Let me take these and do a little curling on them. All right, just to keep them from looking quite so stiff. Let's curl this in. All right, and one more. Probably could use something a little bit smaller, but this will work. All right, a little bit of glue here. And let's stick this one, let's put it under here. All right, and the other flower. Let's put this one kind of over, feel like I got a little hole there. And one more. I want to go down here with this one. Okay, well look at there. That wasn't so complicated, was it? And there's our card. Happy birthday. Hope your day is a happy one. I hope you like this card, and we'll try to make this card. It's really, like I say, not that hard. Just has a lot of little pieces. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. Please like my video. If you need a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. So until next time, happy crafting.